Hey folks, today we're going to be covering some of the thought process that went behind making this landscape painting. This is artist Joshi of yogejoshi.com. If it's your first time tuning in, I'd like to welcome you to my channel and also encourage you to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with new videos that cover art related talks and tutorials. Alright, so let's get started. There was zero planning that went into this painting. I had no clue where it would end up. The only thing that I did know from the get-go was that I wanted to make a landscape and also create something that was vibrant in color and work in a palette that I've never used before. So I was more focused on creating a pleasing mood, keeping things fairly impressionistic by using color and light. I wasn't so much concerned about the accurate representation of reality. For me, it was more so about just creating a piece that brought feeling. And now you may be wondering, yo, how did you choose those colors? Well, to answer that, I picked these colors based on intuition. And that simply comes from just painting a lot. And also observing. Observing from life. Looking at photographs and movies and the works of other artists. All of it collectively adds to your intuition. So at this point in the painting, I'm just trying to work out the ground plane and also the shape of the trees. If you look to the right, you can see that I'm working on different layers. And generally, I'm not too married to my layers, unless I'm working for a client. But if it's personal work like this, I really don't care too much about layers. The only main separation that I do have in this painting is with the trees and the rest of the image. Mainly because I'm not too sure what exactly I'm doing with the trees, so for that reason I'm keeping them separate. Other than that, at one point I'll even merge the rest of my layers together, just because I prefer working on one layer. It's a lot easier than jumping around between different layers. So here I'm starting to introduce more blues or cool colors into the shadow areas. And the reason being is because the sky basically acts as a light source. So a lot of that light spills into the shadow areas. And it's the little subtleties in the shadow colors that really give the painting a lot more character. I'm more interested in the shadow areas than I am in the lit areas. So next time you're painting, keep that in mind. Try to play around with your shadow colors and really exaggerate some of the colors. It will help out a lot and also add extra character to your painting. So at this point, like I said, I'm still trying to just readjust things, like the curve of that foreground hill, size of the trees. So again, I'm not committed to what I've laid down on the canvas. And here I cropped a little bit of the bottom of the canvas. I just felt like it was unnecessary. So from this point on, I'll just let the recording run. And if I feel like there's something necessary to say, I'll surely let you guys know. So something that I forgot to mention earlier in the video was that whenever I'm starting off a painting, I like to work with a fairly large brush. And the reason being is that in the beginning, you should be focused with the bigger shapes. So using a large brush will help you not get into any small little details And that's actually a mistake a lot of beginners make. They jump right into the little details. So start off big, and it also helps keep the image a little bit more loose and more painterly. I felt like that tree on the front right was kind of weak, looked kind of like a broccoli, so I decided to make it taller so that it would match the look of the other trees, and also those trees in the background. Once in a while you'll see my canvas go black and white, and basically I'm doing that just to do a value check. And the reason being is the eye sees more in value than it does in color. So if your values are correct, then the colors really don't matter. You can use any color you want if your values are reading correctly. One easy way you can check your values in Photoshop is by going to the top menu bar and clicking View. And under that you should see Proof Setup. After that you want to click Custom. And then a window will open up and you should see a section that says Device to Simulate. And under that you want to click Dot Gain 20%. And to prevent yourself from doing this every single time, you can set up a Photoshop action and then set a hotkey for that action. So just as an example, my hotkey for doing a value check is Ctrl-Y. So I've been putting vertical brush strokes throughout the image, like in the trees and in the sky. Basically these vertical marks help unify the image together. And I also like how it looks. It makes it look a little bit more painterly, and the marks add more character to the painting. So here I tried to add some grass blades in the foreground, but I really didn't like how it looks, so I just ended up scratching it. Whenever it comes to painting grass, generally I try to avoid using any sort of grass brush, and simply because it can be overdone and make the image look a little bit too digital. And this is a mistake that a lot of beginners make. So I try to go in and paint my grass manually. And whenever you're painting the grass yourself, you have more control of how you want the grass to feel, and it'll just give the grass more of a natural feel to it, and not something that looks like a cut and paste. So that's about it for this painting. There's a lot more things that I can say, but I'd rather not overwhelm you guys and keep that information for future videos. So if you enjoyed the content of this video, again, please remember to subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting out a lot more new content, art talks and tutorials, and more speed painting videos just like this one, where I give you a little explanation of how I went about making it and just let you know what's going on inside my head. And for those of you that have any environment artwork that you would like to share, please post a link down below. I'd love to see what everyone's making. Also, before leaving, I would like to highly recommend checking out my art resource list. It's filled with a bunch of art books, supplies, websites and blogs, and just things that have helped me out so much throughout my journey. So I'll drop a link down below. Please go check it out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.